Welcome back to This Explainer. Okay, today we are diving into a truly wild, high-stakes fable straight out of the Mahabharata. It's got survival, it's got heavy philosophy, and honestly, a twist I guarantee you will not see coming. So just imagine this for a second. What on earth do you say to the god of fire when he is literally seconds away from incinerating your house? We're talking about a terrifying, unstoppable deity. The text describes him as having 7 tongues and 7 mouths, just mercilessly swallowing up absolutely everything in his path. I mean, how do you even negotiate with that kind of force? Part 1, The Blazing Forest Trap, focusing on the Khandava fire. All right, so we're deep inside a burning forest. It's basically a locked room thriller, right? Except the room is made of wood and the lock is a massive wall of divine flames. Trapped in the middle are 4 brothers staring down imminent doom. But here's the catch. They're actually 4 featherless bird brothers, the sons of a sage named Mandapala. We've got Jaritari, Sarisrikka, Stamvamitra, and young Drona. And what's super fascinating is how every single one of them reacts completely differently to this literal approaching firewall. Section 2, 4 Philosophies of the Sons of Mandapala. Panic has a funny way of stripping away all our pleasantries and revealing what we actually believe, doesn't it? And here, there is a massive philosophical divide. On one side, you have the eldest brother, Jaritari, who goes full stoic. He's totally serene, just accepting death. But his younger brothers, yeah, they are not having it. They are in a frantic, desperate scramble to find a savior. It's a classic clash between fatalism and just this raw, fierce will to survive. Take a look at what Jaritari actually says here. He argues that a truly wise person remains wakeful in view of death and feels no pangs. Basically, he thinks only someone with a totally calm, unperplexed soul who just accepts their fate can achieve salvation. He's literally telling his brothers, guys, it's over, just make peace with it. But then young Drona chimes in and he completely bursts that philosophical bubble. He's like, look, the cruel god of fire is quickly coming towards our habitation right now. He doesn't care about abstract salvation. He is laser focused on the very real, literal heat that is about to vaporize their nest. Part 3, Praising the Fire God, where we look at the hymns to Agni. Realizing that stoic acceptance just means burning to a crisp, the younger brothers decide to pivot hard. Their strategy? Flatter the destroyer. They start busting out these highly reverential ancient titles to address the fire god Agni, like calling him Havyavaha, which means the carrier of sacrificial butter. They're actively crafting these beautiful eulogies on the fly, trying to sweet-talk the very entity that's busy destroying their entire world. And you know what? Even Jaritari, our stoic eldest brother, decides to get in on the action. He zooms way out to the macro level, calling Agni the body of the Earth's vegetation and the parent of water. He's not treating Agni like a monster, he's framing him as this fundamental, respected pillar of the universe, which is a pretty brilliant rhetorical move if you think about it. They just keep piling it on, listing all these incredible universe-sustaining powers. They call Agni the sustainer of creatures, the creator and destroyer of all 3 worlds, the provider of rain, and even the force that digests the food in our bellies. I mean, they're throwing absolutely every compliment they can think of at this guy. Then Sarisrikka takes a different angle with a super emotional appeal. He begs the smoke-bannered god for pity, pointing out that their feathers haven't even grown yet. They're just helpless, unprotected infants with nowhere to go. He's essentially saying, hey, please, just take a detour and spare the innocent kids, would you? Meanwhile, Stamvamitra goes super deep and philosophical. He calls Agni the productive cause of the whole universe and the essence in which the universe dissolves itself. By recognizing Agni's absolute, unquestionable authority over the whole cosmic cycle of life and death, he's hoping to score some major brownie points. But Drona goes all out. He credits Agni for everything, the sacred Vedas springing from his mouth, the sun, the rain, the oceans, the whole shebang. He's acknowledging Agni's limitless power, while very practically begging him to please spare their fragile little bodies from the flames. So this brings us to the million-dollar question. Is this going to work? Just imagine the absolute tension in the air. Can a bunch of desperate, poetic praises sung by tiny featherless birds actually stop a raging divine inferno from turning them into literal ash? Section 4, The Divine Bargain and Agni's Response. In a totally stunning turn of events, the flattery actually works. It works flawlessly. Agni is thrilled. He validates young Drona, calling him a rishi who is speaking profound Vedic truth. And even better, Agni suddenly remembers a promise he made a long time ago to the brother's father, Mandapala. Thanks to their beautiful words and that old promise, Agni confirms he is going to spare them. But wait, it gets crazier. Agni doesn't just stop at letting them live. He essentially hands these tiny birds a blank check. He says, "I shall do your pleasure. Fear not. Say what I am to do." The guy is literally burning down a forest, and he pauses to offer them a massive divine favor. So here's the setup. The brothers are safe, the mighty Khandava forest is being reduced to cinders all around them, but their little spot is totally fine. Now, at this point, you'd probably just say a very enthusiastic thank you, keep your head down, and wait for the fire to pass, right? Well, Drona has a slightly more practical idea. Brace yourself for this dark, comedic twist. Drona looks at the all-powerful god of fire, the literal destroyer of worlds, and says, "Oh Shukra, these cats trouble us every day. Consume them with their friends and relatives." You heard that right. Drona uses his one-time ultimate divine wish to order a mafia-style hit on the local stray cats that have been annoying them. And the best part of the whole story, Agni is completely on board. He's like, sure thing. He cheerfully grants the wish, torches the neighborhood cats and all their relatives, and then immediately goes right back to his day job of growing in strength and destroying the rest of the Khandava forest. The birds survive, and their local pest problem is permanently dealt with. So, as we wrap up this explainer, it leaves us with a really provocative question to think about. Notice that it wasn't the eldest brother's serene, stoic fatalism that actually saved them. It was Drona's bold, hyper-pragmatic wit. So, does survival really require us to just stoically accept our fate? Or does it demand the sharp wit to flatter, bargain with, and leverage the very forces that threaten to destroy us? It's a pretty brilliant ancient endorsement of practical action over passive resignation. Definitely something to chew on the next time you're facing a massive challenge. Thanks for joining me for this explainer. Keep questioning, keep learning, and I'll catch you next time.